mynews.studio.
There's a girl in Sudan drawing her old home from memory. I keep wondering, when she sketches those walls and streets, what does she see now? Is it hope, a sense of loss, or maybe a chance to start over?
Today's date is June 12, 2025, World Refugee Day. The scale is hard to grasp. Over 100 million people are displaced right now, driven out by conflict, persecution, or disaster. But behind every one of those numbers, there's a real person, a family, a life turned upside down. What do these individual stories teach us about surviving and rebuilding?
We're seeing updates from Sudan, Ukraine, and Burkina Faso. Families forced to leave with almost nothing. But once they cross a border, is that where the struggle ends? Or does a new set of challenges begin?
Let's look at those challenges. First, there's survival, finding food, water, shelter. But then trauma sets in. Refugees from Syria or Myanmar, for instance, often describe the shock that follows. How do people even begin to process what's happened to them?
One answer is community. In many camps, people build support networks almost immediately. Aid groups step in with language classes, job training, mental health groups. Imagine arriving somewhere completely new, not speaking the language, and having to begin all over again.
And yet, people manage. I read about a Syrian teacher who started informal lessons for children in her camp. That routine, having class, learning again, really seems to anchor people. But what about the communities that host refugees? How do they adjust?
It goes both ways. Host countries feel the pressure. Schools, hospitals, jobs come under strain. But in places like Germany and Uganda, there are policies that have helped both refugees and locals. Programs for jobs or cultural orientation, for example, can really help people settle in. Why don't we see these models adopted more widely?
Some of it comes down to funding, and some to politics. International cooperation is key. The UNHCR keeps calling for more than just emergency aid. They want long-term solutions for integration. Should governments be doing more to share what works and to support each other financially?
They should, absolutely. And individuals can help too, by volunteering, pushing for inclusive policies, or supporting organizations on the ground. Personal stories matter. When refugees talk about their experiences, it shifts the conversation from statistics to people. Do you think empathy can really change public attitudes or even policy?
It can, and we've seen it happen. There's research showing that hearing refugees' own stories changes how people view the crisis. It goes beyond sympathy. It's about understanding their strength, their resilience. What's the most striking story you've heard recently?
A woman from Myanmar comes to mind. She lost everything but set up a small sewing business in her new community. Now she employs other refugees and local people. It's a clear reminder. Resilience isn't just surviving. It's about building something new together.
So if we look at the big picture, refugees face huge obstacles, but they also show incredible strength. Community support, aid, and smart policies can make a real difference. The crisis is global, but so are the solutions. Why not learn from what's already working?
That's really the core of today's conversation. Resilience in the midst of crisis, and the urgent need for solidarity and new ideas. Thanks for listening and sharing these stories with us.
Thank you for joining us. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Try it now, free of charge.